every Git tutorial or GitHub tutorial that has been ever created, they are just too complicated. And you always feel that you never understood what they are trying to teach you at all the times, right? And I had a real problem like learning Git, especially because of that, because I was never able to understand what they were teaching. They were teaching it like they were the other people understanding was like a scientist or something like that, right? But I was really a dummy, and this is Git for dummies. And so, as a normal dummy, what do? First, you need to know why you need Git. Okay, and for that, let's see some example. Okay, uh, I'm learning Git and try coding. Okay, let's say this, and you finally thought, no, 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 I don't want this. I want to change it to something else. I don't want this, and I'm going to change it to GitHub. And now you say, oh, but I want it back to be Git. What do you generally do? You do Control Z, so you'll revert back to whatever it is. And now you see, oh, I did some mistake here with the spelling of coding, right? So I want to change it. Now I have changed it. Now that I think about it, like I'm going to prefer GitHub to be there since I'm writing the coding spelling correctly. Somehow it affected me to change it back to that. What do? You Control Z, but it goes to ing. And if you do one more Control Z, it completely goes back. If you do Control Shift Z uh, to get it back, or you don't know how you can get that hub back. And it has become a real big problem now. And whatever problem that you are facing here in this normal Word document scenario, you are going to face the same problem in actual programming also. Like if you do not understand this, it's completely okay. Let me give a different analogy here. If you have ever played games, you would know that while you are playing, sometimes some other calls and you have to inevitably pause it and go there. And in the meantime, somehow you father just remove the plug and everything is gone. All the progress that you have saved and hard work that you've done. Ah, that's really sad, right? Uh, for countering this problem, what we came up with is memory cards, right? It's very simple. What we did, we thought, okay, we want to somehow save it such that we can start it at the same point, even when there is power gone or something happens. And Git is exactly that, except you don't want to do every time control save and save it in new folder of these files. And that's why Git is there. And if you are having a Mac or Linux OS systems, then you have Git pre-installed. If you don't use one of these OSs, it's like Windows, like mine, then you can directly download it from the internet through Git Git website. And I just want to confirm you with one thing. Git and GitHub are two complete different things, and we need to note that in our mind. Okay. Now, okay. Let's say in this computer, I have already installed Git, so I'm directly going to jump into the gun. First, let's say, yeah, I have created some folder. As you can see, I'm in Git tutorial, short for Git, I guess. And now I am, let's say I have created some file, app.html, and I have also created app.css. If you see what are all the things that are there, these are all the things that are there. Let's say for some reason you lose one of these files, it's going to be a real problem, right? We don't want that. And how do you ensure that you do it? You use Git. And for Git, you have to tell, right? Even if you have a memory card, you have to tell it which game you want to save it or something like that. You have to give it some hint that this is where you want to do or what you want to store. And for us making this folder into the magical Git world, what we need to do is Git init. This is all we need to do. Okay, now this is all a Git world that we have. We made it into a Git world, but we still did not save it. Like if you take the game analogy, you set to the memory card, you want to save GTA Vice City game, but you didn't say, you didn't play it at all, so you are not going to save anything. Let's say we after doing this, you edited the files and now you want to save them. First, if you want to save, you have to tell like which parts of the game you want to store, right? For that, we generally use git add, and after that, you write the file name. But in the game way, you can counter it like assume it to be. Like let's say you just want to store the number of levels that you have progressed, and you don't want to store the weapons or money that you have, or something similar like that. As in the game, most of the times you just don't want to save just the levels or just the coins, just the weapons, right? You generally want to store everything that is there up to that point. And we also do the same. For that, we generally do git add dot. Dot just means everything that is there. Now we have added everything. Added just means that these are the aspects that you want to save into your memory card. That's what you're saying through that. That's all, nothing else. Now you have to do actual save, right? Like control else or something. And here you do git commit. Okay, let's say you have committed it, but you want to understand something, right? Like at which level this save point was or something like that. You will give you us some hints, and that some hints here it's done by -m and whatever you want to add. Let's say whatever we did, add HTML and CSS files. That's all. We have added it. And now let's say you have thought, yeah, I'm going to remove the HTML file now. I have removed it. And now have done some more work, and I am going to add a JavaScript file. As you can see, now I have CSS and JavaScript. Just say I just want to save it again. We add, like we'll choose whatever are there. We are going to add all of them. And now what we are going to do, comment. We removed a HTML file and add JS file. This is what we did. And that's all. Okay. We did a lot of things now. I don't even remember what happened up to now. Let's say we forgot everything. Now you want to see what happened. And how are you going to see what happened up to now? For that, we can use git log. As you can see, in the beginning, we just added HTML and CSS files, and then we removed a HTML and added a JavaScript file, right? We have the whole things that we wanted to save can be seen here. And okay, as you can see here, like there is something unique. There is some number, commit some number. It is a unique number, and we can use it. Let's say we are going to copy it and we want to go back in time, like a time machine. We want to go back to the simple old days where we only had HTML and CSS files. For that, what you are going to do is git checkout. We are just checking out that nice commit. And we are going to paste the same number here. Okay, we have gone back in time now. As you can see now, we have only CSS and HTML file that we were actually having. And that's something new, right? Now let's say we want to go back to where we were previously. Removed HTML and added JavaScript. We can again copy this same thing. And okay, let's clear it a little bit. Git checkout. And we are going to paste whatever the number that was there previously, right? Yeah, that's all. It's very simple. And in this way, we can do all the things that we want. Now, let's say you can see all the history, right? But like in the real time, you don't want to know about the whole history and how the humans came, how the microservices are there, what happened to different kingdoms. We don't care about all those things. All we know is what is happening right now in my country. That's all. For that, we just need to know what is happening. For that, you can just say git status. Okay, now you know whatever you want to know about Git, right? Like about how to add, like save your progress, and it's very really good that you can do whatever you wanted to do here. But there is one small problem here now also, right? There is a problem which you are facing with memory card also. Let's say for some reason you forgot the memory card or the memory card broke. All the progress and all the hard work that you put into the game is now waste of use. So what do you do? Like, what is a modern solution for that? We just save whatever progress that we have on the cloud. And the same thing we do here also. What do? We store it in GitHub. This is the GitHub page that is there for us. And you can have a repository here, which is basically means a folder. You want to store this in the cloud called as GitHub. And for creating a new repository, it's very simple. Click new repository. You are the owner, and you can, let's say, we give it's a name, Gitute. And I don't want to do anything. That's all. Create the repository. I'm just leaving it as a public. And Git is really kind enough. GitHub is people are really kind enough for us. So they are giving some sort of instructions to us to how to link this cloud to our local thing, right? And for doing that, this is the command that we need. Git remote add origin, whatever it is there. And now we will go back to the Git bash page that we were looking at. We have to go into Git tube. Now that we are inside Gitute, okay. Let's first check it out. Okay, it's very really nice. Now we want to add it to the cloud, right? And for that, we know the command is this git remote add origin, whatever the site is. We have added it. Okay. Now we know that we are inside. We have linked the Git and GitHub pages. And finally, what do you need to do? Git push MySU origin name. This is what pushes the whole thing that you have here into this website. Okay, now let's check out this command. Okay, it's sometimes they use master. Okay, now we have finally pushed it in. We can check it on the GitHub page. As you can see, we have everything like we have CSS, JavaScript, everything. Now we have everything here. Like let's say now for some reason, some guy has changed it here in the cloud. Let's say we have created a new file. Let's call it, what do you say? It's just a text file. Okay. We have committed the new file and we are inside and our whole repository is changed. But here in your local memory card, you don't have that. So for being up to date, what do you do is we use something called as git pull. It sees whatever is there in the remote field and that is in the cloud and just copies it back here. Let's clear all of this so we can see it better. Okay, now that we want to change whatever is there in your local memory card, for that you need to do git pull and you have done the git pull. And now let's say you want to do something else. You want to remove, let's see what are there. You want to remove app.css, let's say, and you are removing app.css now. Now we want to, as you have removed it and you want to say what you have done until now. For that, as I have already told you, we have to do git add. Then we will do a small commit after that. For commenting, we just say, okay, remove app.css. That's all right. Now whatever we have done in here, we want to push it into the final upper cloud, right? For that, we just need to do git push, and that's all. It pushes whatever is there in here into the cloud. Okay, now we have everything that we need to do. But we absolutely need not go into branches right now, but we are just going to go into the branches. And for that, we want to create a branch, right? New branch. For that, let's say for doing that, the command is git checkout -b and whatever the branch name that you want to give. Let's say new branch is the name. Okay, now we have switched into this new branch. And in here, we can just say, let's say we have added a new file, uh, Python file we have added. And as you know, here we have an HTML file, py file, and a text file right now. And for this, we want to commit it whatever we have done, right? As you already know, for doing those commit, what do you do? Git add, then git commit, some commit, committed, let's just say. We should not write it as just committed. We have to be more descriptive of what we are doing. Uh, okay, now we want to push this new branch, whole new branch into the origin, which is called cloud or GitHub or GitLab, whatever you want to call it. Uh, Git push origin, and the name that we have given it is new branch, right? Okay, and we have completely pushed this thing into GitHub. Let's say now we are the owner in this club, right? And we will see what is happening here. Okay, now inside the cloud, what you want to do is you have created new branch, have pushed it into the cloud, but you want to suggest it to the master people, whoever are there, that, okay, check out my new changes. And if they are interested, they can merge them into their own repository also, right? For that, you just need to create a new pull request, whatever branch it is there that you have, new branch. And if you want to add some message, we add that message and just create the pull request. Made some changes and create the pull request. Okay, now the guy who is in charge of this, what he needs to do is, okay, he will check out this branch. It has no conflicts. And okay, if he wants to check out what are the different things that are done in this branch, he can see it. And after reviewing all of them, we'll just click merge pull request, confirm merge, so that he will just merge those two and make it new, all into a single thing. Uh, that's all. Thank you.